Good morning. My name is Sarah Stevens, and I am currently an instructional coach at an elementary campus, pre-K through 5. I've been in education for 17 years coming up. Um, as an instructional coach, I've done a lot of those admin duties. I know we all have a million different hats that we wear, but I've been lucky enough to be able to work on CIPs and be the campus testing coordinator. I'm currently the MTSS coordinator. I've been an instructional coach for 6 years on this campus, and I've been able to teach first grade all the way through fifth grade, so I have very good knowledge of the TEKS and the alignment that happens vertically. Um, Things that motivate me to achieve goals would be those ahas, the growth, just seeing those little moments of opportunities for kids to kind of believe in themselves and to see that there is light at the end of the tunnel. I think so many of our little humans tend to get down on themselves because they just aren't good enough in their eyes. And I think promoting the fact that growth is growth and it doesn't have to be a 100 every day. It's just doing better than the day you did before. For me personally, I just like seeing things accomplished, finished. I like to see the final product. I like to see how what I do or what a team that I'm with does affects the end result. I think in the long run, it's just seeing how it can lighten somebody's load, or it can solve a problem, or lead to a different solution. As I mentioned earlier, I am currently the MTSS coordinator on our campus. I have been the MTSS coordinator for the last 6 years, and I'm in charge of all of the meetings. I'm in charge of creating and helping teachers create goals. That also lends itself to differentiation and finding those strategies and those interventions that will help our students begin to grow. I'm also in charge of the parental contacts and sitting in on all of those PSTs, any and all aspects. I also keep the documents and the progress documents and all of those types of things if someone were needed to be referred to special education. Along that line, I've also been a campus testing coordinator, so I'm very well versed in what the state is asking for regarding any and all testing. I also have been on Title I campuses for the most of my career, so I'm very knowledgeable about how Title I works and really working with those at-risk students. One thing I think that I did here that made a really big difference was bringing in guided math. Before I arrived on campus here, we weren't really a guided math campus. Some people were doing it, mostly the primary grades, but the majority of them weren't doing it because they just didn't feel knowledgeable and didn't know about it. And in my background, I've only done guided math for pretty much my entire career. I was just blessed with coaches that saw how different that would make teaching and the difference it would make in our teaching. So my first year, I kind of started baby stepping and pushing out some of those guided math pieces. And over the last 6 years, we've really turned our campus around. Our scores have drastically improved. Our teachers are more confident, and our kiddos are more confident. You get to see those moments. I think everybody knows. You walk in and you see kind of that massive engagement, and we call it butts in the air, where kiddos are have knees in their seat and their high knees are up in the air because they're engaged and they're talking and they're doing. Guided math has just been tremendous. And through my efforts of putting guided math on our campus, I've also been the guided math teach the trainers for the district for the last 2 years. So every summer I go through all components of guided math throughout a 3-day course. And it's open for any teacher or anyone who feels like they need some sort of support to come to and ask questions and learn. I think the first 30 days, I just want to see. Growing up, my dad always said, don't throw the ham down the hallway, which means don't go in and just create utter change and chaos, because you're already a family there at Cimarron and it's working, and it would be dreadful for me to come in and try to change something that I don't know anything about culture wise. And so I think building that relational capacity and just seeing all the good things that are there in the first 30 days and listening and observing just to kind of see where someone may need some support, or we as a group, as an administrative group, can come together and kind of talk about next steps of different aspects. But I do think relational capacity is a massive thing. That's something I pride myself on, is making sure I have a solid foundation with that relational capacity, because if they don't trust me, then it doesn't matter what I do. They're not going to want to put forth any effort towards it. And I've noticed through your CIP and some of your data that there is some work needing to be done. And I think through that MTSS knowledge and the guided math knowledge, I could very much so help with that Tier 1 instruction and begin to close those gaps. It's amazing to see the family involvement that you all have, and the solid foundation you have and the love you have for your kiddos. So it would be amazing to just be a part of that team and to help continue to grow your campus. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video, and I hope to hear from you soon.